What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here. I'm back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Impact stars reject WWE Royal Rumble appearance, is Alexa Bliss reverting to her original character, more details on WWE's disappointment with NXT 2.0, Shotzi Blackheart issues an apology, did Paige defend AEW, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now let's do the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at more details on WWE's disappointment with NXT 2.0. Our top in today's news is more information concerning a recent WrestleVotes report that the WWE is disappointed with NXT 2.0's performance following the dramatic changes made to the product. The Matmen Wrestling podcast Andrew Zarian recently tweeted, spoke to a source at WWE regarding WrestleVotes report on WWE being disappointed at how NXT 2.0 is going. According to my source, a lot of the blame is being put on the abruptness of how everything was changed. Fan perception of the product isn't helping either. As we've commented before, the problem with NXT 2.0 is that the WWE made drastic changes that appear to have alienated some of NXT's former fan base without bringing in a significant number of new fans to make a difference to the ratings. Considering Vince McMahon's reputation for expecting dramatic results overnight, it's likely he's not happy with the ratings staying about the same as they were before NXT 2.0's launch. While the best course seems to be giving the show more time to grow and determine whether the new focus on young talent leads to any success for NXT 2.0's current stars when they jump to the main roster, it's uncertain whether Mr. McMahon will micromanage the show, alienating old and new fans alike. Next up, Impact stars reject WWE Royal Rumble appearances. But now that Impact Wrestling's Mickie James has been announced for the 2022 Women's Rumble, should wrestling fans expect to see any more appearances by other Impact Wrestling stars? While it still remains to be seen who might show up, two current Impact stars won't be there as the Inspiration, aka former WWE superstars The Iconics, have rejected WWE. Sean Ross Sapp recently reported at Fightful Select that the WWE contacted Cassie Lee and Jessie McKay, who worked in the WWE as Peyton Royce and Billie Kay, about appearing in the Rumble, but the current Impact Knockouts Tag Team Champions are said to have passed on the opportunity. This should come as no surprise after the WWE booked them so poorly, splitting up the former Women's Tag Team Champions reportedly because WWE wanted to push Peyton as a single star, a push which failed to materialize. According to Fightful, the WWE reached out to other Impact stars, but it's unclear if any have said yes. At this point, the WWE should keep any surprise appearances a secret, as fans and wrestlers have to question why the WWE is spoiling what could have been a number of surprise appearances, including Mickie James, Summer Rae, Kelly Kelly, Lita, and the Bella Twins. While advertising Mickie James was a good way to get fans talking about the WWE breaching wrestling's forbidden door, there's no reason the company had to mention so many of the surprise entrants. What do you guys think? Would you have liked to have seen the Inspiration at the Royal Rumble? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Alexa Bliss reverting to her original character. And now that Alexa Bliss appears to be on her way back to Raw, unless the WWE decides to go the Via route and air endless vignettes of Bliss's return, how will the WWE present her? While the Raw vignettes show Alexa seeing a therapist suggesting she could go back to her Fiend-like character or her Little Miss Bliss character, fans are unsure. However, a recent report from Ringside News suggests a clue about Bliss's direction for her eventual return. On January 19th, WWE applied the trademark The Goddess. This was Alexa Bliss's nickname before she changed to her current darker gimmick in 2020. Now, at this point, it's uncertain what the WWE's plans are, and it's possible that they could bring Bliss back as someone who incorporates aspects of her various personas. What do you think is next for wrestling's 5 Feet of Fury? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Bully Ray talks fan backlash to his comments. Bully Ray Dudley's recent comments about Jon Moxley are still causing a fan backlash, as some members of the always volatile internet wrestling community thought Dudley said that Jon Moxley owed the fans for an apology for letting them down. A reference, of course, to Mox taking time off to attend inpatient treatment for alcohol abuse. While Dudley did not come right out and state Moxley owes the fans an apology, he insinuated fans would have responded better to Moxley's return had the former AEW World Champion apologized for letting them down. Dudley's comments struck a nerve, leading to a hate fest on social media, as well as fans chanting F Bully Ray during Mox's recent match against Homicide at Game Changer Wrestling. Dudley took the time to respond, posting a clip from the match and tweeting, "I knew my GCW faithful fans in NYC would never let me down, especially in my building. Music to my ears. Wrestling News' Paul Davis noted many fans and people in the wrestling business, including Moxley's wife Renee Paquette, Paige, Mark Henry and others, have commented that reaction on social media are almost universal in saying that Moxley had nothing to apologize for. It's unclear whether Bubba Ray is just being an a-hole, just tone deaf about the entire situation, or perhaps looking for some cheap heat. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Shotzi issues an apology. A WWE Hall of Famer Bully Ray isn't the only wrestler whose comments have led to a fan backlash, as current WWE superstar Shotzi put her foot in her mouth last week when she tweeted, "Well, I ate meatloaf last night, rest in peace," following the passing of highly acclaimed musician Meatloaf, aka Michael Lee Aday. Social media lit up with the usual litany of complaints, criticisms and calls for an apology, as Shotzi's comment about the recently deceased singer and actor were definitely seen as too soon. Shotzi tweeted an apology saying, "I honestly was not trying to make a joke about Meatloaf's passing. I legitimately made a meatloaf on Thursday night while listening to Paradise by the Dashboard Light on repeat, so I was shocked by the coincidence and impulsively posted about it. I took down the post immediately within a few minutes because I quickly realized it was disrespectful and insensitive when in reality I'm actually a huge fan. This has really consumed me and I feel very gross. I'm genuinely sorry to the friends and family that saw that post. I can't stop thinking about how it might have made anyone close to him feel." Now, Meatloaf was no stranger to the WWE, as Wrestling Inc.'s Mark Middleton noted Meatloaf appeared for WWE as the guest host of Raw on the May 10th, 2010 episode from Pittsburgh, which included the singer taking an RKO. Shotzi hasn't been on TV since December 2021, so perhaps this publicity will motivate the WWE to put her back on television. Next up, Mustafa Ali blocks WWE Twitter account. Mustafa Ali's quest for his release from the WWE is taking some interesting twists and turns, as the former leader of wrestling's Retribution faction has apparently blocked the Twitter account WWE on Fox. Now, you may recall Ali asked for his release only for the WWE to reportedly turn it down, or at least according to a story from Fightful Select. A Wrestle Talk had the scoop on Ali's actions and what led him to blocking the account. Following this report, #FreeAli has been trending on Twitter, with many fans criticizing WWE for hanging on to a star who doesn't want to work for the company anymore. In response to some Twitter users claiming that WWE on Fox has blocked them for using the hashtag, Ali tweeted a photo of him blocking the account, writing, "Oh, word? Don't worry, I got you." Wouldn't it be ironic if Mustafa had the hacking skills his character possessed during the SmackDown Hacker storyline and began messing with the WWE's various social media accounts? Now that would be actually very good. I don't put that much faith in WWE. Next up, WWE Hall of Famer Heaps praise on AEW star Hook. Account WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle among the growing number of fans and wrestlers taking notice of AEW rookie Hook. Angle shared his thoughts on the second generation star during his podcast The Kurt Angle Show, remarking, "He's making a huge impact in wrestling right now. This kid is awesome. He's going to be a big star. He definitely is. I heard he's got one of the top selling t-shirts for Pro Wrestling Tees, which is unbelievable. Kid only had 4 matches in AEW and he's already a sensation." AEW has been pushing Hook hard since his debut, and Tony Khan seems to have major plans for him. It'll be interesting to see where he goes in 2022. And finally, did Paige defend AEW? Last but not least, did WWE personality Paige just defend AEW from an irate WWE fan? Well, Twitter account Stark But Not Tony posted to Paige saying, "AEW is literally copying WWE at this point, and it's sad. Doing a Daniel Bryan versus Dean Ambrose feud between 2 former WWE guys, that company is so sad, and it shows why they won't last. If you can't see this problem, then you don't understand how pro wrestling works." Well, Paige replied, "Dude, stop nitpicking everything and just enjoy the wrestling. This is a time where there's so many companies to watch and attend that have great talent on the card. Just be happy wrestling is where it is." The 2-time Divas champion should know that some wrestling fans can go without complaining about other promotions, with AEW fans and WWE fans often concocting some of the most batshit insane arguments of all time. What do you guys think? Is AEW literally copying WWE? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.